days, offering peace offerings and making confession to the Lord power of their fathers. And the whole assembly, took counsel to keep other 7 days, and they kept other 7 days with gladness. For Hezekiah king of Judah did give to the congregation 1,000 bullocks and 7,000 sheep. And the priests gave to the congregation 1,000 bullocks and 10,000 sheep. And a great number of priests sanctified themselves. And all the congregation of Judah, with the priests and the Levites, and all the congregation that came out of Israel, and the strangers that came out of the land of Israel, that dwelled in Judah, rejoiced. So there was great joy in Jerusalem, for since the time of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, there was not the like in Jerusalem. Then the priests, the Levites, rose and blessed the people, and their voice was heard, and their prayer came up to his holy dwelling place, even unto heaven. Alright, so that's an account proving, one, alright, that you still had a good portion of the tribe still in the land. Alright, cutting this dude. Now let's go and finish him off. And that was a beautiful account, man. And I can't wait for that to happen in the kingdom. Alright, but you're gonna see Israel as a whole come together and worship the Lord like that, man. That was beautiful. Alright, but niggas like this guy with this hard ass name to pronounce, this guy causing all this contention, the Lord's gonna destroy his ass. Alright, now let's put the nail in the coffin. Alright, because this guy, his whole argument is trying to say that the northern kingdom went into the captivity with the Assyrians. Into the Babylonians, which we just proved. Alright, who went into the captivity of the Babylonians. Now we're going to prove with this portion of scripture, alright, showing that it's going to link up with the portion we bring out all the time when we go into 2nd Ezra, proving that the northern kingdom, alright, which was the 10 tribes, went into the captivity under the Assyrians and not the Babylonians. Alright, 2 Kings 17:1. In the 12th year of As, king of Judah, began Hoshea the son of Elah to reign in Samaria over Israel 9 years. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, but not as the kings of Israel that were before him. Against him came up Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, and Hoshea became his servant and gave him presents. Alright, highlight this part because this is going to be a good portion of scripture. Alright, and the king of Assyria found conspiracy in Hoshea, for he had sent messengers to So king of Egypt, and brought no present to the king of Assyria, as he had done year by year. Therefore the king of Assyria shut him up and bound him in prison. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land, and went to Samaria and besieged it 3 years. And in the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria, and carried Israel away into Assyria, not into Babylon, but into Assyria, and placed them in Halah and in Habor by the river Goshen, in the cities of the Medes. Alright, for as it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their power, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt, and had feared other gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel which they had made. Alright, so when this jokester makes this comment calling the northern kingdom a bunch of heathens, alright, he's going off, man. Cause well, right here it's justifying why they act the way they do, man. Be all into idolatry and stuff, which we gonna read it, all right? Because they was following heavily the ways of the heathen, and you see that today, man. You see that today with amongst the Latinos and Native Americans, all right? That they into idolatry, witchcraft, all right, worshiping other gods, all right, and refusing to follow after the Lord. That's why a large majority of them gonna get destroyed, man. All right, because it says right here, it says, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their power, and they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. All right, and those images go back to the worship of Baal, and the groves, all right, go back to the worship of Ashtaroth. All right, hold on, let me prove that, because I got the Bible. Let me get the Bible dictionary. Alright. Baal, the supreme male deity of the Phoenicians, which were the Canaanites and Canaanitish nations, as Ashtaroth was their supreme female deity. Some suppose Baal to be correspondent to the sun and Ashtaroth to the moon. Alright. Others that Baal was Jupiter and Ashtaroth Venus. Now, during the time of the Romans, they worshiped Baal, but they called him Jupiter, all right, which the Greeks called Zeus, all right, and the Romans called Ashtaroth Venus, which I believe the Greeks called her Aphrodite, all right. Well, we're gonna go to Ashtaroth. It'll say that. But they said Baal worship was correspondent to the sun, or sun worship, as well as Ashtaroth was to the moon. All right, and that's what Jake, that's in the Catholic Church, is into. They're into old Babylonian Canaanite worship, man. All right, because there's no new thing under the sun. The same deities that Jake was going off worshiping in the ancient world, they worship today. They're just under new names and painted a new way, because Esau, the devil, so-called white man, changed all the images and made it look like him. But the teachings and doctrines that come behind his images are nothing but ain't nothing but the worship of Baal and Ashtaroth, which is sun worship and moon worship. Alright? I just want to pull that out. Alright, we go to Ashtaroth. And this is the Smith Bible Dictionary. Ashtaroth. Okay. Alright, Ashtaroth. The principal female deity of the Phoenicians, alright, which the Phoenicians are the Canaanites, called Ishtar by the Assyrians, and Astarte by the Greeks and Romans. Alright. She was by some ancient writers identified with the moon, which is the moon worship. Alright. But on the other hand, the Assyrians, Astarte was not a moon goddess, but the planet Venus. Alright, and Astarte was by many identified with the goddess of Venus, or Aphrodite, as well as with the planet of that name. Alright. Okay, here's the point right here I wanted to prove. Alright, it says Asherah. Alright, the name of the Phoenician goddess, or rather of the idol itself, authorized version, groves. So every time you see that word grows is making reference to the worship of basically the Queen of Heaven, right? Which Jake is heavily into. That's why they worship Princess Guadalupe and Mother Mary, right? In these Catholic churches, right? And that Holy Mother, all that goes back to the worship of Ashtaroth, right? Which really goes all the way back to Babylon with the worship of Semiramis, right? It says Asherah is closely connected with Ashtaroth and her worship. Alright? Ashtaroth being perhaps the proper name of the goddess, while Asherah is the name of her image or symbol, which was of wood. Alright? Alright? The wood and stone. Alright? Because Baal was made out of, his image was mostly made out of stone, and Ashtaroth, alright, her stuff was made, her image or symbol was made out of wood, alright. And all these religions, alright, and philosophies, they stem from the Catholic Church, which basically worship Baal and Ashtaroth, which would be that wood and stone, alright. So let's go back to 2 Kings. This is 2 Kings chapter 17 verse 10. And they set them up images, alright, and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. Alright. Now where we live at in Fort Mill, alright, it's a it's a Catholic church, alright. That's not that far from where I live at. And when I was looking for a job or whatever, I rode my bike back there, and I found in the midst of, amongst under some trees, was a statue of a woman and some type of saint, and basically they had it where you can sit and pray to it or whatever. Alright? Which goes back to this. Alright? And also them churches that they go to, the way they are shaped like the groves that Jake used to worship, these idols in the ancient world. Alright? It says, okay, verse 11. And there they burnt incense in all high places, as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. That's right. And you see, alright, photos of what the Latinos and Native Americans be doing. Alright, they build up these big ass shrines and have all these images, and they light candles and burn incense and pray to saints and this and that. That's the same thing they was doing back then. Alright, it's just they doing it now. Alright, it says, for they serve idols, whereof the Lord has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. That's right. And who's the prophets today? It's the elect. Alright, Lord willing, I'm part of that. Alright, but the 144,000, alright, which was chosen before the foundation of the earth to understand this book, they was the same prophets that was back then testifying, alright, against Israel. Alright, against Israel and against Judah. Alright, so they weren't just testifying against just one kingdom, like this jerk says that it's all about Judah. No, the Lord sent the prophets and they testified against both Israel and Judah, because both of them were going on. Alright, simple as everything. Verse 14. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but harden their necks, like to the neck of their fathers that did not believe in the Lord their power. Alright? And that's what you see when we go out there and be teaching. They don't hear.